Will the House come to order? Mr. Clerk?
Aloha and good morning. Today's invocation will be delivered by Representative Diamond Garcia. Will the members who wish to participate please rise?
Please remain standing. I want to start off by reading the definition of an invocation. This comes from the Webster's Dictionary. An invocation is the act or process of asking for help or support. And it's also a prayer for blessing or guidance, as at the beginning of a service. From the inception of our country, invocations have been given at the start of every formal occasion. During the reign of our own Hawaiian monarchs, invocations have been given at the start of official business, as our ali'i recognized the importance of calling upon Akua for divine guidance. We all know what happened on January 17th, 1893, just one block from where we stand today. The illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. The people of Hawaii were rightfully outraged at what happened, and many were ready to bear arms in the name of the Queen and restore her to the throne. To avoid bloodshed, she told her people to have patience, as the Americans would eventually do the right thing and restore her to her rightful throne. After all, weren't we a country that believed in liberty and justice for all? Well, a couple years went by and America did not do the right thing. Many loyalists came together, and in 1895, a rebellion took place led by Robert Wilcox. Those involved were punished with harsh sentences. Among them was Prince Kuhio. The Queen was charged with treason against the provisional government and was imprisoned in that famous corner room of the Iolani Palace. And while imprisoned in her own palace, she did what she knew was best. She prayed. Every day, she would commune with her Creator and pray for her Hawaiian people. In March of 1895, she wrote this prayer. And it's my prayer today that we can reflect upon these words and get a glimpse into the mind of the Queen during her imprisonment. Her prayer was entitled Ke Aloha o Kahaku. O ko aloha no, aya I kalani. A o ko oia I o he hemolelo hoi. Your loving mercy, O God, is as high as heaven, and your truth is so perfect. Ko unoho mihi ana, a pa'ahau ia, o oe ku'ulama ko nani ko'uko'o. I live in sorrow, imprisoned, yet you, O God, you're my light, and your glory is my support. Mai nana ino na heva o kanaka, a ka e hui kala a ma'e no. Behold not with malevolence the sins of man, but forgive them and cleanse them. No laila e kahaku malalo o ko e heu, ko mako maluhia a maulo aku no. And so, O Lord, protect us beneath your wings, and let peace be our portion now and forevermore. Amen.
Thank you, Representative Garcia. Let's take a moment. We're on item 1. Roll call. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Ayu, Mr. Alcos, Ms. Amato, Ms. Bellotti, Mr. Chun, Ms. Cochran, Mr. Evslin, Mr. Ganadin, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Garrett, Mr. Gates, Mr. Hashem, Mr. Holt, Ms. Hussey Burdick, Ms. Ichiyama, Ms. Kahaloa, Ms. Capella, Mr. Kila, Ms. Kitagawa, Mr. Kobayashi, Mr. Kong, Ms. Lachika, Ms. Lamosao, Ms. Lowen, Ms. Martin, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Matayoshi, Ms. Matsumoto, Mr. Miyake, Ms. Mizuno, Ms. Morikawa, Ms. Nakamura, Mr. Nakashima, Mr. Nishimoto, Mr. Onishi, Ms. Peruso, Mr. Pirrick, Ms. Poe Poe, Mr. Quinlan, Mr. Saiki, Mr. Sayama, Ms. Souza, Mr. Takeyama, Ms. Takenouchi, Mr. Tam, Mr. Tarnas, Mr. Todd, Mr. Ward, Mr. Woodson, Mr. Yamashita, Mr. Speaker.
Present.
Mr. Speaker, all 51 members are present.
Thank you. Item 2, reading of the journal. Representative Markawa.
Mr. Speaker, may this matter be deferred.
So ordered. Item 3, Mr. Clerk, are there any messages from the governor?
Mr. Speaker, there are none.
Item 4, Mr. Clerk, are there any Senate communications?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, if you and the members will turn your attention to the addendum to today's order of the day. We are in receipt of communications returning the noted House concurrent resolutions, all having been adopted in the Senate. We are in further receipt of a communication informing the House that the Senate has disagreed to the amendments proposed by the House to the noted Senate concurrent resolutions. We are in further receipt of a communication informing the House that the Senate has reconsidered action in disagreeing to amendments proposed by the House, has moved to agree, and has passed the noted Senate bill on final reading. We are in further receipt of a communication informing the House that the Senate has reconsidered action in disagreeing to amendments proposed by the House, has moved to agree, and has adopted the noted Senate concurrent resolution. We are in further receipt of communications informing the House that the Senate has appointed conferees to the noted House and Senate bills. Finally, we are in receipt of communications informing the House that the Senate has made changes to conferees to the noted House and Senate bills.
Members' introductions. Representative Garrett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the gallery today are fifth graders from my daughter's alma mater of Manoa Elementary School. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but Manoa School is one of the highest performing public schools in the state and is well known for its extracurricular programs in areas like robotics and sustainability. In fact, a team from Manoa School will be competing in Dallas next week as part of the VEX Robotics World Championships. Manoa School, under the leadership of Principal Jason Okamoto, who unfortunately is not here today, is also prioritizing civic engagement for their students. Members of the Water and Land Committee, as well as the Culture and Arts Committee, will recall Manoa students testifying on the measure last year that ultimately led to us establishing Hawaiian Honeycreeper Day on August 8th. This year, they advocated for the passage of House Bill 1899, which was recently signed by Governor Green as Act 4, which designated several endangered species of snails as official state snails. Oahu's designated snail is the kahuli, which can be found in Manoa Cliffs. Accompanying the fifth graders are their teacher, Miss Lisa Secreto, Miss Kylie Lefevre of Sea Gaps, and a few parent chaperones. If I can ask the Manoa School delegation at this time to please rise to be recognized. So, welcome to your House of Representatives, and Speaker, may I request that their names be entered into the journal?
So ordered.
Thank you.
Representative LaChica.
Mr. Speaker, it is my honor to welcome today the inaugural cohort of the Hawaii Tech Mentors, joined by by Kevin Lim, who really helped to found this group. So when I call your name, please stand and then please remain standing. So first we have Kevin Lim, we have Jen, Lisa, Ed, Corey, Peter, Kai, Mike, and Kim. They're here from all across Oahu, from Haleiwa to Manoa to Waialae, and the representative from Haleiwa and I got a chance to welcome them this morning and be able to talk story a little bit about the various, the role that they play as our leaders in tech and being able to really address and come up with different innovative solutions to address the different issues that impact our state, whether it's healthcare, tourism, public safety, and education. So their Hawaii Tech Mentors is really here. It's dedicated to strengthening relationships and growing the industry through mentorship and creating those connections. They really are going to be a big part of our future as we explore different ways that we can scale different tech solutions for our state. So members, please join me in welcoming them to our House of Representatives.
Representative Kong.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Accompanying my office manager, Keone Hurdle, I would like to welcome the Honorable Bishop Larry Silva. Thank you for coming. Welcome to your House of Representatives.
Members, with no further introductions, let's move on to our order of the day. We have action sheets. Members, please turn to your digital action sheets. We will be taking up two motions. One to suspend the rules to reconsider a previous action and disagreeing to the Senate amendments, and one to reconsider a previous action and give notice to the intent to agree. Representative Nakamura for the motion to suspend the rules to reconsider previous action.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules of the House to reconsider action previously taken in disagreeing to amendments made by the Senate to certain House bills.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Any questions? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Representative Nakamura for the motion to reconsider.
Mr. Speaker, I move to reconsider action previously taken in disagreeing to the amendments made by the Senate and to give notice of the intent to agree to the amendments to the following House bills as referenced on your digital action sheets. House Bill number 1922, HD2. House Bill number 2394, HD1. And House Bill number 2501, HD1.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Any discussions? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Members, these measures will appear on tomorrow's order of the day for agree and final reading. We're on item 5, announcements. Representative Ward.
Speaker, just a friendly reminder, there'll be lunch with Bishop Silva in room 423, correct, sir? In room 423, immediately following the floor session. Thank you.
Representative Mizuno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As a proud representative of Waipahu Annex, which is Kalihi Valley, our office is accepting pre-order of banana lumpia, and the deadline to pre-order is April 30th, a week from today. Pickup will be at 3 p.m. on May 2nd in room 313. All proceeds will benefit Hawaii Food Bank. Ice cream float is still available as well daily until sine die. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
No further announcements. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I move to keep the journal open until midnight for the purpose of receiving the conference committee reports for House Bill numbers 1800 and 1911 and their accompanying drafts.
Representative Garcia.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand in recess until 6:30 p.m. Thursday.
Representative Garcia.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. The motion is carried. The House stands in recess until 6:30 p.m. Thursday. Recess.